Hey Chad, don't rain on my parade, buddy. Yeah, I did point out, I took over the farm from my granddad at the age of 19. That was 35 years ago. Grew up in a financial planning family. My mom was a financial planner, so the first lesson was, when I was a kid, first paycheck, half my money had to be invested in something. The other half I could spend it on something. So I learned very quickly about the world of finance and saving money, investing. So when I got into the farm, kind of the first question I asked was, what's it costing me to produce this crop? Now I already told you how old I am, but I was at the 3i show and I bought a program on floppy disks, trying to figure this very solution out. And from that path, went to spreadsheets, started buying other programs. Then I had a midlife crisis during the drought of the 2000s in our area and took on the position at Cargill as a grain marketer. Thought that would be the time I'm going to go meet farmers all across eastern Colorado, figure out how they're figuring out their numbers. Found out nobody's doing it. I got a few guys that would lie to me, had a few guys that actually did something somewhat spreadsheet based, but found out almost everybody out there was just like me. I hate books. I hate sitting in the office working on papers. I would much rather be in the field. I'd much rather be building fence for the cows than doing books in the office. And so what I discovered was there was a need out there for guys to figure out exactly what their cost of production is so they know where they're marketing at all points. And it gets pretty technical. And when I started building the program and figuring it out, it got even more difficult. But that's what I did. I built a program and launched it in 2019. Use it on my farm. I'm farming over there in Cheyenne Wells, so we use it for our operation. And what it is my guys are all out of the machines. I got 8 operators. They have their cell phone, my app's on their cell phone. Each one of them enters their daily operations on the phone. I gamified it. The way I saw it was my kids were playing Farm Simulator. I said, I'm crossing Farm Simulator with QuickBooks, kind of the idea. But so each of my guys enter their daily operation on the cell phone. So you got your auto steer going, you got your feet kicked up, you just tap in what field you're on, what equipment you're in, what inputs you're putting in, and all your values for your operation are in there. You set it up, and they just submit that. So they push that operation, how many acres they did, and then we have the web-based version of the program where you just go on at home. I've got my iPad with me in the machine with cell service on it. I can see exactly when the guys have done the operation, apply it to the analysis with the landlord. I got the landlord's divisions in there, and at any point in time, I can see exactly what it cost us in every product. And you guys are starting to, we were all talked about the biologicals, the list of products we're putting in. There's a lot of things to quantify in there. My program gets as deep as not only all those operations, but also we can put your P&L in there. You can put your Schedule F. You can put your wife's shoe fund in there. Apply anything you want, look at it in analysis, and it'll tell you exactly what it costs to produce that bushel of corn and where you need to market at any point in time. We're talking a 1% to 2% margin industry, guys. There are very few times we get a chance to trigger this marketing. I think the last marketing trigger I did that put me in the black at this point with my anticipated yield was Memorial Day. Last Memorial Day was the last time for corn. Right now I'm just trying to play the basis game to figure out my numbers. So that's how I built my program. I'm a farmer. I'm not a techie. I hired a tech team to build it, but I'm the support, me and my secretary. I'm on the phone constantly. My drive here, I'm talking to customers constantly about they're looking at their analysis, how's different ways to look at it. We've done 19 updates on the program, and all those have come from farmers that are using my program that have got perspective and want to give me an idea. And when we get the budget, we do the update to meet what their needs are. I tell everybody it's like a game. When you first play a game, you're not very good at it. You don't know all the angles and corners. That's how I built this program. You can put as little information as you want into it, and it'll give you output. Or as you get better and better at it, more detailed, you can get as deep as you want. Like I said, put the wife's shoe fund and apply it to that one circle of corn. See what it does to your margin levels.
So when you're doing this putting in, like the university puts out or whatever rate for planting, for spraying, you putting that rate in per acre for the machine plus materials?
You can get as detailed as putting in, you want to burn 0.3 gallons per acre of fuel, you can put that in there.
I don't have anything that new.
No, I don't. Yeah, I don't have anything that new, but you can get to the point, you can get as detailed with my program as you want, or you can get as general. So like for us, we're a little over 20,000 acres, corn, milo, wheat, millet, dabbled in soybeans, irrigated dry land, cow-calf. Everything's applied in that in every aspect. And you can get as detailed as you want in the program or as generalized. I can, my fuel expense, I just allocate across that entire gamut of all those crops evenly. Labor expenses, anything like that.
So what do you put in whatever for just the fuel expense for this last year for dry? What did you, the year coming up, what did you come up with?
Well, the way it's set up in the program is each analysis is structured based on the crop type. So I have like 10 different landlords with 2 different entities that I have. And so it's allocated in between them all. So breaking that down individually, I'd have to go on there and just do a little personal math on that. But we can look at it. That's what I do. It's no different than making a decision with the HAFA products right now. I'm going through it. How can we cut 1034 out? So I can just take that operation out and just run the HAFA products and see where we need to be at break even. So there's ways to look at it, but there's...
So there's ways we can get down on the product cost?
Yeah.
Doug
They're soft. Doug's probably the hardest one to work with.
no shit. You're welcome, buddy.
I think the one perspective I've gotten out of my program that I find I try to point out to producers is, again, I'm just from a financial background. My brother's still my financial planner, and we just met here a few weeks ago. And got my portfolio with him, and he's going through the list of the mutual funds, bonds, all that. And I'm thinking about every one of us as farmers. You guys start figuring out, what are you managing in a portfolio between the land, the assets, the commodities, and then you probably have landlords or even the family. Put that together, all of a sudden, I bet some of you guys are imagining well over a $10 million portfolio overall in your business management. If your financial planner had your $10 million and you sat down with them and they did a negative 2% return that year, you're going to want to know why and where can you improve that position. And for us, it's more than just one mutual fund or one blue chip stock. You guys, we just talked about all the variables. I think we figured out on my operation last year, it was 900 operations with an average of 7 different inputs with those operations. With all the biological seed treatments, fertilities, all those. Quantify all that and then turn around and start putting in your P&L structure, your Schedule F, and allocating that across the acres. It gets really complex. Even with my program, there's still times of just trying to wrap your mind around everything. And that's why I challenge guys is we move on, especially the next generation that inherits the land that we're farming for them. They have no ag background. They're not going to take the word that we got hailed out. They're going to want to know why you performed or didn't perform and where they can take their land to that somebody can show them the numbers a little more solid. And I think that's going to be important for all of us is really managing our books as well as our inputs. Eric?
Program tie in with FSA reporting?
Yeah, so we kind of learn with the program as we go along. There's features in my program that with a few tweaks, updates in it, we can answer some questions. So one of them is there's a feature in there in our yield analysis that both discloses plant date, harvest date, and then when you do actually have a harvest production, PDF, print that page off, you can give that page right to the FSA, insurance agent, all your numbers are right there. I do use the program in my carbon credit program. Those guys that are doing that, what's that? I don't use it, the FSA program where you're farming and based on their practices. I got guys using it for that, to report all their practices to the government.
CSP?
The CSP program. It answers every question for the CSP.
So do you have a website to go to?
I do. I have a website called simplefarms.ag, and I got a little table back here with my card and everything. And yeah. And I'm the guy. I'm the support guy. We travel across Nebraska, Colorado, Oklahoma. We go sit in the living room with customers, help them get set up. We do Zooms. I do Zooms with customers, get them set up. Very personalized. I'm not integrated. I've been asked that a lot. The program is not integrated with anything. It is including your financials, and every one of us is completely different. Like I said, I've got multiple entities, and I run them in there, and each entity, it's mind-boggling where their margins differ between each other just based on the way we run the entity. Whether it's a lease structure, whether it's cash rent, and I do use it to make decisions on rent structures with landlords, negotiating them.
So, data collection is, not Ray's favorite term. What do you do with the data?
The data is yours. That's probably the biggest thing. Thanks, Eric. We use Amazon Web Services. They're probably the most secure, and we've had great success with them. But if you buy Simple Farms and you got it, the only way that your program can be accessed is with your email and your password. Even my development team, all they're going to see is code. Your 0101 and all that gibberish, if you guys ever seen coding. They can't even see your data. The only way we can do it is that way, is with your email and your password. So your data is secure, and we do take part of our revenue budget, and each quarter the team goes in and we keep building bigger and stronger firewalls for protection within the program as well. So we're really focused on your data security. I think that's, I used Apex with John Deere, and that was the end result with me with those guys. Done. Any other questions? I can say too, we've done it. It's getting to be more and more as I tell people we're saving marriages. So those guys that the wives are doing the books for them, and they say, I don't worry about it, the wife takes care of it. The wives that are picking up Simple Farms and helping the husband on the program, we are saving their marriages. Well, I got my iPad back here so I can demonstrate anything to you guys about the program, how it works and anything, and I'll be here the rest of the evening. Thanks, you guys.